All right, guys. The Be Live studio wouldn't work for me. I don't know if you're seeing this, if you're hearing this, whatever. So I'm just gonna go for it. It's an interesting thing that it's the whole chakra session's about sound, and we're losing visual. So I'm hoping you guys can check in. Yay! Nice. You can see and hear me. Woohoo! Who knows? Be Live wouldn't even let me like log in and log out. So here we go. We're just going to do it live. So I won't have all the fancy comments on the bottom, but that's just how we're going to have to roll today. Today's chakra sessions is all about sound. So I'm just going to adjust my camera just a smidge. And what's really cool is it's all about sound, and we didn't have video. So the big thing about our energy body is that we are here, we're vibrational beings. And as part of that vibrational being, we forget sometimes that sound really impacts us. Those of us who are super sensitive, we know that there are certain sounds that really are hard for us. If we're in too much noise for too long, we get energetically drained, but we may not know how that works. We also know if we have some peace and quiet, our whole energy body just kind of calms down and really is able to kind of be in this space where we feel more zen, more at ease, more at one. And so my team has been talking a lot about sound in the past week or so. And I think part of it is because for me personally, I haven't been using music as much as I used to heal myself. I was a dance teacher, and so I would play music that matched my rhythm and would stretch to it and move to it with my students and whatnot. And I would choreograph to where I was energetically or where my class was energetically. And it really allowed some of the energy and the emotions to flow more freely. Now that I don't do the dance component, I use music sparingly is probably the best way. My team's like, if that. I use it to clear, when I'm teaching, we often put music on to dance around in the middle to kind of move energy. But I haven't been using sound as much as I can. And really, when we're talking about healing our energy system, and that's kind of what Chakra Sessions is all about, teaching you how to know your energy body, know yourself, so that you can take care of you. You're the only one who can. You can look to other people for help and assistance, but hey, that's how that goes. So what kept coming through for me, which may resonate with some of you, is that, there are times when my life feels out of tune. Like I'm out of my own rhythm. I'm not on the right pace. I am dancing to, the wrong beat. Rob would be able to chime in and tell me what all those mean. My brother-in-law is a drummer, so it's like when you dance on the beat, you dance under it, you dance over it. I don't even think I'm being that clever at the moment. I think just I'm almost that person who can't do the step clap at times because things feel really sludgy and are having difficulty moving. And I know the Mercury in retrograde is pushing us backwards. And the spring and the full moon energy is trying to catapult us forward. So we have this like momentary resistance. And I know as soon as retrograde leaves, we're going to shoot forward. But in the meantime, how do I feel at home in my own energy body? How do I keep from getting sick? How do I move my spirit so that my energy is at least flowing in the most productive way that it can? So I'm looking at the comments. Thanks for sharing. So Barbie had a session with the crystal bowls. Woo! Yeah, we have crystal bowls here too at Trinity Healing Sanctuary. And I don't use them as often as I would like to. I was realizing I could do more of that than I have been. So that's just how that goes. Hi, Roberta, Bobby, sorry. Nice to see you. I'm very itchy today, so sorry about that. And I see that, let's see, who all's in the house? Vicky, Bobby, Barbie, Gina, Dahlia, Tina Warbonnet. I saw Mary Ellen, Laura, Christina. Nice. I know I probably missed some of you guys, but nice to see you. Vicky's saying, I feel extremely sludgy and feeling really rough. I know, right? I've worked with a number of clients, and it started for me over the weekend. I just couldn't find any motivation. I had plenty of stuff to do. I have 3 classes of students who are graduating in April, and I had to do my taxes, and I've got a lot of work that's, needs to get to the editor, and so there's plenty to do. But I feel like I'm in like those wading boots, like the hip boots for the fishermen who go walk into the water and fish. Boy, my grandfather's yelling at me on the other side because he always had those. So, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you're moving through mud and trying to move. You're moving forward, but it's like draggy. Oh, hi, Kristen. Nice to see you. And Maria. Oh, Bobby, you bought a singing bowl that's called to your heart. Perfect. So the thing is, we kind of get in a place where we forget about sound, and yet we talk all the time, right? And if people are silent, we wonder what's wrong with them. But we don't think about how much sound can nurture us, how much sound can actually shift our energy. But in the back of our mind, we do, right? Because we know, when we need to put on that sad song and sing it out loud, or we're jumping around to, that happy song, right? We know to do it with that type of thing. So there is a note on the piano or on an instrument that is connected to each chakra. And we literally can be tuned the same way. So I've got my little cheat list because I just do it kind of visually. And I ask my team, okay, which sound do they need? So we're going to just start with the first chakra. So the first chakra is the note of C. And there's these things that are called seed sounds. They're organic sounds that every culture makes this noise somehow in their language. A lot of people talk about them being primal sounds, and most everybody knows Om. But there are some seed sounds that we can use that even if we're not good at understanding what note we are singing, the sound actually will activate it, which is helpful for those of us who, I can hear when things are out of tune, but I can't tell you what is out of tune. I see what's out of tune, or I feel it in my body, but I don't hear, my clairaudience is good, but it's not my strongest one. So Lam, and a lot of people say it as lum, lum, lum. That's our first chakra. And literally you could chant that to help heal your first chakra. And the seed sounds are all ones that vibrate. And when we say them, it does a thing to our energy body and it starts to shift it. So I like to think of it as, it's like shaking the pot. And when we get that shooken, it's probably not the right word, feeling, then the stuck energy starts to like literally fall off our body. So I'm just going to go through the seed sounds first, so that you can hear them. And I would, if you are able to, I'd love it if you repeat them at home so you can feel it in your own body. So the first one for the root chakra at our tailbone is lum. So you do lum, 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 lum. And you can do it on any note, on any frequency. And you can kind of feel that when you say it, you may feel the vibration even in your mouth or in some other part of your body. The second one, which is right below the belly button, it's the note of D, for those of you who are musically inclined. This one is spelled V-A-M, but it's more like voom. So it's voom, 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 voom. So you can kind of get that sensation. The third chakra, which is right at the solar plexus, right below your rib cage, that one is Ram. And it's got a hard ah sound to it. So it's Ram, 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 Ram. So you can sort of feel that sensation as it moves through your body. The fourth chakra in the heart is the note of F, and that one is the yum. So it's also got the long ah. So yum, yum, yum. Now the top one, up in the throat, I had a hard time with this one when I was first learning because it spelled like ham, but it's not said that way. It has the as well, so it's hum, hum. And I've also heard a few people say it more like an A, ham, ham. But I find with the ah sound, I get a deeper resonance in my throat. In the third eye, this is the one that pretty much everybody knows. That's the A note, but this is Om. And you can either say it as Om, or you can do it Aum. So you start with an ah first. Aum. And that can give you a big sensation going through. I love doing Om circles with groups, because when people Om together, first of all, you start to align your own chakras, but you also start to align as a group. So it's so powerful when you hold hands and you Om together. And then the last one at the crown, this one is different. It's Kim, because I feel like and it's the note of B, and Ki, it's way more up. I think it's to get us to use our we don't sing or tone with our nose, and Ki forces it up under your palate, up in the nose a little bit, and that helps the crown open. So you can just use those sounds. I'm going to just quickly, says, wow, I've been doing these. Vicky says, wow, I've been doing this note chakra last week. I'm pleased I'm being guided to what I need. Nice. Jean says B or V. B, the letter B. Yep. Hi, Christine. Nice to see you. Seed with an S-E-E-D, seed. So they're primal. They're types of energy workers who talk about seeds being in your energy body, and those are like original creation energy. I like to think of it as like the seed, like the flowers. So when we tap on these seeds, they flower the chakra within us. And I really, yes, I will post the cheat sheet. Don't worry. I love it. Bobby says, didn't realize we were talking about chakra sounds today. But when I bought this bowl, it is an F, literally what I bought for my heart. Yes, yes, of course you did. So those are just sounds we can make. We don't even need any kind of instrument to start shifting. And when we don't know what to use, Om is sort of a general one because it's opening our intuition and asking us, hey, what do I need? What do I need to start shifting my energy? And that's really, sort of key, right? So one of the things that my team was talking to me about was different. We're all called to different instruments. Have you noticed that? Like you love the sound of this or you love the sound of that. And it's because they match a frequency, they match a vibration that really resonates inside of us. So a lot of people will think about drums because drums are pretty big. And drums usually impact almost everybody. It's very rare that I find somebody who doesn't respond to a drum when it's playing. Whether it starts keeping, your head starts keeping rhythm, your body starts keeping rhythm, whatever it is. But drums activate the earth force energy. So it's literally activating the energy that comes up beneath our feet and comes in and starts to align our body. It's why when we dance to the beat of the drum, we are moving in rhythm with ourselves, but also in alignment with Grandmother Earth. And that can be so powerful and so cool when we are like in that rhythm. And think about it, like I was thinking about how when my kids were little, that I would sing to them or I'd bounce them and I would walk with them as I was like trying to calm their energy. And it didn't matter what I sang or what I did, I could just hum. And it would be the vibration coming from me affecting their cute little body, right? And it would start to calm them. And so the drum really activates kind of this primal life force energy. It's very much connected to our groundedness, our connectedness to the earth. And, there are a lot of people who are having trouble staying grounded. And it's because there's so much going on visually. And we're overwhelmed by a lot of stimulation, a lot of visual, a lot of hearing. And so sometimes we need to get back to our more base energy. That's what helps us ground. So that's why certain types of music is really popular because it's got a good drum beat, and when it has that heavy pulsing, it starts to remind us of the primal life force energy. It kind of brings us back to the womb, brings us back to the heartbeat, because that was the first drum we heard, right? When we were in utero, we had a constant drum, right? We had that was going on around us all the time. So we had a rhythm before we even came out and were birthed. We had that. So Tina says, that's how I feel at the powwow. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have not been to a full one. There've been a few that have been done near here, out where my grandparents live. They are right off the reservation of the Seneca tribe in upstate New York. And when they have the gatherings, like you can feel the vibration, even if you're not there. You can, at least I can feel the vibration shifting when people gather together in this kind of way, which is really cool. And Maria Royce is saying, I love playing the ukulele. Well, yes, I can see that. The ukulele has a lot of energy where it gets up into the heartstrings. A lot of the stringed instruments will work on our heartstrings. And so because of that, it brings us a lot of joy, right? There's a lot of joy that could be had. Of course, it can activate a lot of, sadness as well, depending on what we're singing. But the ukulele has a very happy sound to it. Um, it's speaks to our inner child. Let me say it that way. So when we're talking about like the drum beats, that's really activating our connection to the planet, to the third dimension. It's really giving our survival body this rhythm so that it feels safe. So that's why a lot of times the drum can really, it's very powerful, it's very connective, and we feel very tribal when we are in that kind of beat. When I am, gathering my students together, I often have music playing that has very good drum beat. Because I want them to come in and dance and feel like they're together, like they're reactivating their community. So that is perfect for the drum to step in. Minnie is saying that her harp feeds her soul. And that makes perfect sense because the harp often, depending on how you activate it, it activates a lot of the fourth dimensional energy. It's why a lot of people associate angels with the harps, because it really starts to connect us to our higher self. It's moving from the lower heart to the high heart. So I'm not surprised, Minnie. Seems perfect for you. The next thing, is that there's a lot of people who are using metal. So things like the singing bowls or gongs are starting to get popular. Even though they've been around for thousands of years, they're getting popular again. And the metal also, striking the metal can send that vibration through us. And the vibration of metal is actually trying to move us a little bit out of our survival energy and much more into a connected space to our higher self. So it's helping us in the transition. So a lot of people like to use the singing bowls to help, the Tibetan ones in particular, to help move the chakras so that they kind of are pushing up to a higher vibration. It's a good transition instrument because it's helping you go from survival energy into a higher energy. And so a lot of people, there's healers who just use the sound, the metal bowls, and vibrate them, play them over your body and vibrate them that way. And it can work extremely well, especially if somebody is in an energy of anxiousness or fear or worry, or they've had a lot of trauma in their past that they haven't had a chance to deal with fully. So the metal will often start to vibrate and release some of the fear energy that's been clinging to them. So that's a really great one to kind of keep in the back. And it can be, one of the things that people have asked me before about the Tibetan singing bowls is some of them are attuned for certain chakras. And it really doesn't matter. Same thing with the crystal bowls. Like, all of our chakras work together. So if you have the heart bowl, all of the chakras are going to start to sing to the vibration of that. And it doesn't matter, if you use, it's great if you have one of each of the bowls, but most people can't afford that. So having a higher vibrational bowl like the heart or the third eye, it allows you to sort of bring all of the chakras up to that vibration. Now the crystal has been like this new thing lately, except it's an ancient thing. Those of us who are around in Lemurian or Atlantean times, like, these are old hats. They used crystals a lot. Crystals in solid form, crystals in bowl form, because they vibrate at a certain frequency. And what's interesting about using a crystal bowl that I found is that when somebody's out of sync with a particular chakra, that bowl won't even play. You strike it and like no noise comes out because you are so out of the vibrational frequency of that it doesn't even ring. And it gives me an idea of like, okay, now we've got to work on this area. So I have crystal bowl recordings that I often play when I'm doing healing work so that the body just starts to react to the crystal bowls as we're moving through. And it shows me more resistance. I can find resistance more easily when the bowls are playing at the same time. The crystal bowls work more on aligning our spirit to our higher self. And so some people like that sensation and some people don't. Generally, if you don't like a bowl, it's because there's something that needs to move pretty badly in that area and get healed. Not a bad thing. You could start with a metal bowl because the metal bowls are a little bit lower frequency than the crystal bowls. And you can use any of these to heal, any of these to release energy that's stuck. And you can go like Vicky, you can go to a concert and dance it out and sing it out. I had a very lovely healing experience going with my two of my boys, my young men. My youngest is turning 28, so I don't know that you can even call them boys anymore, but I guess they'll always be my boys. We went to a Kesha concert this summer. I was blessed that they would be seen in public with their mother and their friends, but they had an extra ticket and singing, dancing, jumping around, just that pulse vibration of all of those people together, singing and moving. It was really liberating in terms of shedding energy, and that's a tough thing. So Minnie is asking, what if the crystal bowl gives you a negative reaction? That is an indication that something is really stuck and needs to be worked on in that chakra. Now, it's a really cool indicator. So if you use, all right, my team's giving me two different things at once, so I'm trying to sort them out. So the first thing that can happen is, like, say you know that the crystal bowl is a C, right? That's supposed to work on your root chakra. And when that gets played, your stomach hurts. And people are like, well, it's my root chakra, not my stomach. Well, all of our chakras play together. So your third chakra would be saying, hey, I don't feel steady, I don't feel safe. And then that the bowl may continue to play, but you're having pains in your body. So when I first experienced the crystal bowls live, I didn't have trouble with the bowl. I had trouble when people were trying to sing with the bowl. I thought it was the bowl, but it was the singing initially. And then when I did some individual notes, I realized that there were certain notes that really I had a hard time with. For me, the solar plexus was my killer. So that is the E bowl. Because, I'm somebody who had a lot of trauma in my past. And so it really impacted my solar plexus a lot. That's where I carried a lot of the fear, a lot of the anger, a lot of the resentment, right? And so what happens is that bowl is giving you a place to start working. And you don't have to use the bowl. You now know, okay, I've got some blockages going on in there and I should get some healing work done. However you do that. And I can understand, Minnie, why crystal bowls would be difficult for you because you have a really strong nature pool. So you're somebody who the drums are just going to work magically for all the time. The crystal bowls may even, certain ones, maybe the upper chakras, like the Om, the 6th or 7th chakra bowl, those might start to pull you out of your body. Because for some people, they hear it and they're like, oh, I want to go there. And they don't remember that the best way to experience is to actually be present in your body. It's kind of like, so, how do I phrase that? Yeah, somebody says, so you should just keep using that sound until you don't like until it shifts. Yeah. I mean, there's the part of me that goes, no, don't do it. My survival body. But, I had the third chakra was really problematic for me. And the school that I went to, they played crystal bowls every Friday night that we were in school. And so to lay on the floor and be in pain every time something went off, I just learned to breathe my way through it. And I just kept thanking my body for showing me where the work needed to be done. And, thank you for showing me where it can be done. And maybe if like, okay, that's the bowl that I have the trouble with, start with the seed sound that matches it and start vibrating it that way, in a way that's less, it's like being in different octaves. That's how my team's like trying to say it. So the drum is on the lower octave, and when you vibrate it yourself, it's a slightly higher octave, and the metal's a slightly higher, and then the crystal's slightly higher. You just may need to start at a lower octave for that energy, and you'll know if you can, when, not if, when you work your way through, you'll be able to finally hear them and lay in them, and it'll feel like you're getting bathed. Because it washes over your energy body. It starts to move things. And even I go into, I have, my husband will play the crystal bowls sometimes in meditation. And so my big thing is that, every time the bowls get played, I'm in a different place, right? Because I'm going through different things, and other people in the room have a different energy. So there's still stuff that sometimes will like hurt for a moment, and I kind of breathe and send love and healing energy to that place and let the bowl keep going. So that's just another thing you can think of. So yes, Jean, the E is the third chakra. Yes. Trying to keep up. It's a little hard because in the Be Live broadcast, I can pull your comments up. It makes it easier for me to like stay focused. But I'm doing my best at the moment. So yeah, the sound really can help us heal if we choose to. And I mean, there are a lot of healing places now where they're offering sound baths, where they use gongs and bowls and drums and rattles, and it's like it's moving your energy through all the sound, through the vibration. And that works lovely. It can be very, very healing. And there are other things that help us tune our energy body that we aren't even aware of. The song from The Sound of Music, Do a Deer, right? That is tuning your chakras. Because it's using each of the notes. And as you're singing along, you're not even thinking about it, and it's kind of happy, and you're attuning your chakras. It's why the song works so well, because you're hanging out in one chakra for a little bit, and then you move up to another chakra. And as you do that, boom, next thing you know, you are vibrating through. Another song, or not so much a song, I guess it's a prayer, depending on what church you go to or what background you have, is the the Our Father prayer. I don't even know if that's what it's called. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That whole thing, as you're saying it, if you actually say it with your heart wide open, not if you're just doing like I just did, trying to memorize it and just, spit it out. If you say it from your heart place, it will move its way through all of your chakras and align them. The same thing will happen if you do the rosary. But again, not if you go no 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 while you're saying it, because that puts you in a stasis. That puts your energy in hold. And we all know that. How many of us have had like teachers or professors who spoke in a monotone way, and before you knew it, you couldn't keep your eyes open. You couldn't pay attention because it was just keeping you steadily in one place, and so that just kind of made you zone out. So one of the things that my team wanted us to do is we will do an energy healing, the meditation like we usually do, except while we're doing it, I'm also going to as we clear, I'm also going to make the seed sound a few times. And you can either listen to it, you can repeat it, but just give yourself a chance to experience the healing energy with the seed sound so that you can move forward. Now, I am not somebody who is a singer. It's not my comfort zone. I have people around me who are beautiful singers, but that's kind of the point, is that, Julie Hedges, lovely voice. She could do this with you and it'll sound beautiful, right? This is about showing you that anybody can do it, and it doesn't have to sound amazing for you to start to feel the effects of it. And when you combine sound healing with other things, I just saw Bobby's thing. I'll look at that in a second. When you can use it with other things, like you can lay your crystals, the crystals that correspond with the chakras as well, and you could lay flat on the ground with the crystals on your body and make the sounds. And the crystal will help hold the vibration. It will move you farther. I do it one further. I add the essential oils that go with that. And the next thing you know, you're doing a powerful healing on yourself. Because we don't always have the ability to connect to other people. Now, I think it's always best to have the opportunity to do healing with other people, because that's someone else bearing witness for you, holding space for you as you do your work. But that being said, healing versus no healing, do this one for yourself. So Bobby said, me being out east would love the master musicologist Alexander Tennis. He is hosting a sound meditation at Womb Center in New York City, April 3rd. And she's experienced his full day sessions. They're so amazing. Yes, I would absolutely love that. The difficulty is that is during my show. It's on a Wednesday. And we do have a lot of sound healers who are out in this area, and musicians. I have even, there's a lot, kirtan also. If you sing kirtan, a lot of the sounds are helping shift your energy. If you've had that ability to experience that, it can be really lovely. And kirtan, because it's a call and response, they sing and then you parrot it. And you don't have to get the words right, because it's about the vibration rather than about, being exact on the words. Yes, if you know what the words mean, they can hold a higher spiritual value for you. But even if you don't, it's shifting the energy and the vibration. But I will look into him, Bobby, and see when else he might be doing stuff. Because most of the time, They really do a lot of that. And I'm going to go into New York City and do some interesting goddess work this summer. I'm going to be working with a woman with snakes to help access a fuller, deeper version of my divine feminine. So I got to let some past life stuff go around snakes. Don't know about you guys, but that one's been one I've been working on. All right, so let's do our meditation. It's going to be a quick and easy one. So you want to have your feet and your arms uncrossed. You want to take a couple of deep breaths. Yeah. And I'm going to be making some clearing noises because we're going to be moving stuff. And we're going to invite in the divine, however you perceive that, whether you connect to God or goddess, God, creator, or all that is. And we're going to ask the divine to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. And just take a moment to feel and experience that sacred container. And if you're still feeling a little anxious, then invite the divine to make a second bubble around the entire room that you're in. So sometimes we need a bigger container to hold us. Good. And we're going to invite in our spiritual team, our angels, our guides, our ancestors, the ascended masters, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to us in this moment. Yeah. And we're setting the intention that this healing is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. Yeah. So we're going to start at the crown. And we're going to gently sense, feel the divine energy as it comes to the crown. Feel our connection, sense the pressure or the vibration. And we're going to gently expand, awaken our crown, and we're going to use the sound keen. 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 And now moving into our third eye, right in the center of our forehead. Feeling that connection. We're going to use the sound of Om. And gently allowing the energy to move down into your throat, releasing some of the tension and the energy in the back of the neck. Good. And we're going to use the sound hum. Nice. Good. And moving down our shoulders, releasing tension, moving into the heart. And using the sound yum. Yum. Nice. And moving down into your solar plexus and using the sound of Ram. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. And moving down to this second chakra just below the belly button. This one is boom, so it's going to have an ooh sound. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. And allowing the energy to move down into our tailbone, down into our first chakra. This one is Lum. Lum. Yeah. And again, yeah. And now to bring the whole energy back into harmony, we're going to do Om again. Om. Yeah. Once more. Yeah. Just feel the energy vibrating off of you, going down into the ground. You may even feel a little bit of shaking energy as that's happening. And then we're going to ask the divine energy to come back down through the crown and just clear any other places that may be holding on to something, down through the crown, through the third eye, through our jaw and the throat, off our shoulders and our neck, our heart, our solar plexus. Got it. Down through the second chakra and the first. all the way down our legs, our knees, and our feet.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I hope you got to enjoy that or experience that. And that's just something really gentle. It's a gentle way to call the energy in. It's a gentle way to clear your energy. And we did it from the top down because I was using the divine masculine energy to do the healing work with. But you can always do it from the bottom up, and that calls in the earth energy of Grandmother Earth and the divine feminine. So you can either play the notes going up or going down, and it can work in either direction. So I hope you enjoyed that. So one of the things that I also have that, I try to make mention of the healing remedies that I use at Trinity Healing Sanctuary, because I've channeled the remedies for that. The divine, gives me the recipe of what will work best for bringing certain chakras into balance, or certain parts of our energy body back into balance. And there is a blend for each individual chakra. So going back to Minnie's comment of, should I keep using it? Well, yes, keep using that singing bowl, but put the oil on too that corresponds, and find the crystal that goes with that chakra. And next thing you know, you're really moving the energy more rapidly. I do have a kit that has all 7 of them in together, but lots of times we know which ones are our problem ones. And I also have a general one that's just called the Chakra Balance Blend. And that just invites all the chakras to remember how to stay attuned, to bring themselves back into balance. And these are to help your energy body to remember what it feels like to be in balance. And, it's not with the sound or with the oils or with whatever you use, you are training your energy body to work in the way that you want to. You want to be in alignment to the best of your ability. It gives you physical health. It also gives you emotional well-being. It gives you clearer thinking. And all of those things result in you feeling more peaceful and more at ease in your life and less sluggish like we've been feeling lately. So I hope this has all been helpful. And I saw Laura says feeling so much more grounded. Yes, for some of this can be like dropping, and it's just, oh, okay, I feel better. I didn't even know I wasn't feeling great, right? And it just calms and centers us. So I know that Neshi had her show at the same time, so you can watch that in the recording. And then you can join me, you guys, tomorrow night for Soul Connections at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll be doing a healing meditation as well for you guys to align to whatever you need to help heal yourself. And please do so, because it helps heal. When we heal ourselves, we heal the entire planet, because we're all here to do a particular job. We're here to help the earth and other beings in some way. So when we're not at our best, then there may be somebody else who's missing out. And I will be pulling cards tomorrow night. So I'm hoping you guys, I'm setting out a challenge that you'll like and share, because, I want to break my record. I have this little competition with myself, and I did 54 readings. Is my biggest number yet, and I really feel like the flow is ready to come, and we could break it. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow night at 7 for the live card draw and the healing. And with that, you guys, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks for coming over in the glitchiness of the earlier broadcast, but I'd rather be seen and heard, especially when we're doing sound. So with that, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.